Hi everyone, today I want to teach you one of my favorite exercises, the single leg squat, also commonly known as a pistol squat. This is one of my favorite exercises I typically use in a later state of rehabilitation for somebody recovering from a lot of different knee pathologies, commonly used for things like patellar tendonitis, runner's knee, ACL recovery, ACL prevention. It's such an important exercise because it brings a lot of aspects of stability through the hip and the knee that play a factor in injuries and injury prevention. So the basics of it is you're standing on one leg and you're squatting, just like this. This is how it looks from the front, and here's how it looks from the side. So looking at those two angles, really two primary things I'm looking for with form here from the front is number one, making sure that knee doesn't buckle inwards. Okay, now that's known as knee valgus, and it looks like this, to exaggerate, like that. What that typically signifies is weakness in the glutes on that side, and that condition actually has been linked to a higher risk of ACL injury and possibly also runner's knee. And we'll see this in athletes who have those problems. That's just a big risk factor. So important thing to master when you're trying to get a good form and prevent injury in the long term. So looking at it from the front, just making sure that knee doesn't buckle in, keeping the kneecap pretty much just right in line with the foot, just like so, like that. And then from the side, what you're looking for is what's called a hip hinge. You're squatting and you want the butt to sit backwards as you squat, like so. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see with this is seeing that knee come way forward, like that. Now it's okay if that knee comes forward a little bit, but if it comes forward real excessively a lot, it puts a lot of stress through the quadriceps, through the patellar tendon. If you have any issues in that joint, in the ligaments there, it just puts a little unnecessary stress in there. So I like to teach diverting some of that stress back to the hip, to the glutes, bigger muscle body over here, to take some of that stress away from the knee, just like so. Now, if you're just starting off, you're not able to do that, the basics of it to start obviously is just being able to balance on one leg. You can progress from balancing on one leg to doing some kicking with the opposite leg, to further challenging it, to building it up to using an uneven surface. If you've got like a foam pad like this, a Bosu ball, or just a patch of grass, balance on that, something uneven, and practicing the balance. Once you practice the balance, I like to use initially a chair or a bench as an easier way just to make sure the form is correct. So that way you're just focusing on the motion while you're going down, and you don't have to have that stability coming back up as well. And it looks like this. Going down nice and slow and controlled, keeping all those form points that I talked about. Then you can use your foot to come right back up, do some repetition with that. Once you master that, then you can do it without the chair, just on the floor, just like so. You can see my knee even wanting to go in a little bit. Again, that's a pretty common thing we'll see, just paying attention to keeping that knee in line with your toes there. Then, once you master that, you can progress it either with using weights, depending really on your goals, your sport, which way you want to go. Weights is obviously going to build a little more of the strength. You can incorporate some speed, get some power in it. That's a simple way to do it. I've got some dumbbells here, and then you just start light, build it up like anything else. If you want a little bit more of that dynamic stability aspect, uneven surfaces, maybe, if you're a soccer player, you're running on grass, uneven surfaces a lot. We want a little bit more of that dynamic stability. I'll use an uneven surface like a balance pad, a Bosu ball for really higher level challenge, just like this, balancing on the pad, doing the squat, just like so. Thanks for listening. Let me know if you have any questions, leave a comment, or hit me up in my inbox.